I should have talked about the Tate token way earlier on this channel, but here we go now. There's not a lot of attention, not a lot of trading volume in the Tate token right now, but that's potentially the opportunity. Let's have a look at some on-chain metrics most people are not considering. Because this is in general, I believe, how crypto works. Crypto works with attention. The more attention there is on a token, the higher the price tends to be. And when attention goes down, the price tends to floor. In other words, it makes sense to buy whenever nobody's looking. It makes sense to sell when there is peak hype. Now, in terms of liquidity on chain, among the trending tokens on Solana, the Tate token is at number 8. So it's actually quite a large token. And of course, we can't get a lot of alpha, a lot of edge against other market participants by just reading the website. We have to dive a bit deeper. The Tate token is the official token issued by Andrew Tate. There's a lot of imitators. There's a lot of people that try to jump on the Andrew Tate bandwagon. But Tate is the official token. Now let's start off with the obvious. This is the Tate token price. And this is not relative to the US dollar. This is relative to Solana. And there seems to be some kind of a floor. And we are relatively close to that floor. And trading volume and attention is relatively low right now. And it tends to come in waves. Let's have a look. So what we've got behind me is a daily chart of the number of first-time traders versus recurring traders every day for the last month. And we see that on every day, the number of recurring traders actually exceeded the number of first-time traders. But we can also see how the first-time traders come in waves. And the last such wave was on the 4th of July of this year. And so when there's a lot of attention, when there's a lot of new traders, again, the price tends to be high, right? This is the 4th of July. We can see the same simply in the number of transactions. Also that peaked on the 4th of July. And let's have a look at the different kinds of traders. There's small retail, there's medium-sized retail, large and whales. Small retail is all the wallets that have less than $1,000 worth of the token. Medium-sized retail goes up to 10,000, large retail goes up to 100,000, and the whales goes above 100,000. We can see that over time, it's more and more retail that's part of the trading volume, right? It's more and more retail adoption. This in general is good, again, because this potentially creates a floor. Retail investors tend to not sell as quickly as the whales. The whales tend to get in and out of a token very fast. Retail simply just buys and forgets, right? In aggregate, retail doesn't tend to sell. And seeing more and more of that trading volume allocated to retail is good and potentially supports that price floor. Here's again that same segmentation, but this time we don't normalize for 100%. We just look at the number of US dollars that get traded every day by those different segments. And again, we are comparatively low right now. Now here's the thing, because the Tate token has already risen quite a bit, I believe that any future rally is probably not to be as large in magnitude in terms of percentage gains. We can also estimate this based on the number of retail investors getting in relative to how many are already in the token. Have a look at those charts. Again, all of those charts, by the way, come from a tool that I've developed myself that's available to the premium members. If you want to get access to this tool, and if you want to plug in any Solana token into this tool, feel free to check it out. It's down below, thebitcoinstrategy.com. On the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 5,000 Tate tokens. So at the current price, that's a bit over $500. That's what I'd consider retail. In the middle, we go at 10x in that minimum holding threshold. So that's now minimum $5,000. On the right, we go to the whales. That's a minimum of $50,000 worth of the token. Now see how the number of retail investors grew massively. It went from 400 wallets all the way to 8,000 wallets over the course of a month. Medium-sized retail didn't grow that much, relatively speaking, right? It only 4 to 5x'd. The number of whales also grew, but much slower, maybe by 20 to 30%. So it's really the broad masses that adopt, that buy in. It doesn't look like the growth is slowing down, but it seems to be somewhat linear, right? So if we assume we simply just grow to the same kinds of magnitude, then maybe we see a doubling of the small holders, not anymore a 20x. If the whales aren't going to suddenly sell, and we just do the simple TA where potentially the next resistance could be, maybe the outperformance versus buying and holding Solana could be in the 50 or 60% from here. I don't have a crystal ball either. I don't know when this next rally will come, but it is somewhat reassuring that when trading volume is low, that the relative valuation to Solana is not necessarily going down. Now, crypto is all about timing, and I believe that following the smart money is a winning strategy. Doing what the winners is doing tends to be a winning strategy. And that's why we are following a lot of wallets in premium. For example, have a look at this. This is the influencer trade channel. It's one of many channels in premium, and here we can have a look at what various people did with the Daddy token. Andrew Tate bought Daddy a few times. Tyler Hill received some Daddy tokens on the 9th of June. So that was before the token even got traded. So that's very interesting, right? It's interesting to see how big influencers get a token, because whenever an influencer receives a token, they're more likely going to talk about it, right? Very often these kind of token receipts are a payment for a promotion in the future. There are various other signals, but we're not going to go through this in detail in this video. I'm personally waiting with buying the Daddy token because I want to see the general crypto sentiment turning more bullish first. I'm not really sure if all of crypto is going to go up from here in the next few weeks, because we are somewhat at a crossroads. I believe there isn't a lot of new money flowing into crypto at the moment. If premium isn't yet worth it for you because your crypto portfolio isn't yet large enough, there's also a free Telegram channel. Feel free to check it out as well. The link is down below. Looking very much forward to chatting with you over there as well. Cheers.